James texts me. I explain that we broke up, and then there we go. What happened? Can I have him now?
I interpret that as like a tester comment. Like, oh, can I have him now, LOL?
Me and Evan have our final call. He brings up me making a 30-part series.
Ooh.
The only fucking person that I texted about making a 30-part series was James.
The potential here was, oh, I have some insider information about what's going on. James messages him, and that's his in. Imagine being like a friend of James Charles. You look at him and you're like, James, you're doing it again. Come on, James, you can beat this. But that's his problem, is he won't stop beating it.
A video was posted exposing James to have flown my ex-boyfriend out to California.
What are you doing? You have such a hard time developing friends. One person that was willing to be some level of friend to you, and you decide to do this. I know that the internet narratives get really crazy around James Charles, but he simply does not stop. All right, guys, enough is enough. Let's get this party started. I'm curious about this. James Charles stuff is very ridiculous and kind of convoluted with what's going on. Basically, for those of you who don't know, I'll put videos in the description for you to watch if you want, but Kayla Malec is somebody who was abused by her ex-boyfriend, Evan Johnson, pretty horrifically. She's a creator. He became a creator because of her. She was friendly with James Charles, and they collaborated. James, at some point, seemed to be flirting with him. The story seems to be, though, once he found out, like once she released her video about how bad of a person he was, James disconnected himself from that guy, but he did seem to have an interest, yada, yada, yada. Kind of seems like a big nothing burger. Not really taking into account his old stuff. I really have no interest in rehashing a ton of it. I'm sure we'll get into it a little bit. But that's the short end of the story. And then some weird guy that looks like Casper the Friendly Ghost decided to come forward and expose James Charles. He was actually Evan Johnson's best friend, so I don't know how he's going to expose him. They made a podcast, Be Better Podcast. It was incredibly irresponsible to the point that the podcast actually had to say in the description that they didn't verify really any of the information that they were seeing. And that's kind of where we are at now. And this is Kayla responding to James Charles. There you go. A nice quick little rundown. So let's watch this. This is her first video that she made about the situation, really in reference specifically to James Charles.
Right now, everybody knows about the situation with me and James. And everybody has told their side of the story, except me. And in my opinion, I was the one fucked over. So it's only fair for me to tell.
I mean, you are the central point of this. So, yeah.
My side of the story, how I was fucked over. And I wanted to wait a little bit, have a little bit more time to just like relish in the fact that I won in court. But the response video was posted.
Yeah, she won against her abuser, her ex-boyfriend, Evan Johnson.
An hour after I announced that I won my court case. 1 hour. So was posted court, but the response video was posted an hour after I announced that I won my court case. 1 hour.
Are you talking about James Charles? I mean, James Charles had, like, in my opinion, malicious accusations against him that he somehow... It was weird. The people on that Be Better podcast, they insinuated that, like, James Charles predatorized the abuse of Evan Johnson. So it was very strange.
So, I have, like, all of my bullet points written down next to me, and I hope I could do this all in one part, but... Everybody told their side, and like I said, in my opinion, I was the one fucked over here. So
yeah.
So to start off, I would not consider me and James to be best friends at all.
That is one of the things that they said on the Be Better podcast, that they were like best friends, which was so strange. That's one of the things that they said to like morally load it to make James seem like he did a horrible thing, you know?
I don't even think I'd consider us close friends. We've collabed a few times.
No.
I went over to his house, what was that, like 9 months ago to help him promote his company. On live stream, we would text here and there about certain things, but
sure, they were creator friends. Yeah,
it was definitely not like we were best friends. I like trying to put this into like it's kind of like that one person that's in your class at school that you're like mutuals with. Y'all are like
you're creator friends,
acquaintances. Like we were acquaintances, but that doesn't. I don't think that excuses anything that happens in my opinion, but that's the best way to describe it. We definitely were not best friends. We were not that close, but we were acquaintances. We were not best friends in any way. But this all starts almost immediately when I made me and Evan's relationship public on TikTok. So I had posted a video with Evan next to me, and me and James have never DM'd on TikTok. The only previous messages we had on TikTok was us.
Ooh, we got some messages on the screen. You can barely see those. Oh, it's just a bunch of like private or like video messages that have disappeared. They're no longer available. Does TikTok have their own Snapchat?
Collab posting from when we would film together when I started my Glow Up series, like I was just talking about.
Okay, cool.
And he like sends me my video. I don't know how you do it. Like he sent me the video, and then under it, he
would make a comment about the video. Sure. James, oh boy, did I fall in love with a Tennessee man? Ha ha ha. Oh, that's what she said to him. Girl, who is this? That's what he said. Okay, it's yeah, sure.
He said, girl, who is this? Yeah. And I was like, oh, this new guy that I met. I think I'm in love. Ha 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 ha. Then a month and a half later, he slides up on another video of me and Evan together. We have not DM'd on TikTok since this. And it's a video of us dancing together at Yosemite.
Yeah, and James is like, oh my God, I'm attracted to straight men because I have a fucking... because I have a problem.
And James slides up and says, girl, he's so hot. And I'm just like, haha, yeah, whatever, cool. So at that point, that's like...
Is that really what you were like, ah,
whatever.
Ah, yeah, whatever, cool. God, he's so hot. Hey, he thinks you're his twin, haha. Okay, so just to be clear, it's really weird that you said it was haha, yeah, whatever. You said you think... He thinks you're his twin. Ha ha ha. It's hard to read, but that's what it says. That's her response when he says he's hot. So
cool. So at that point, that's like the only time that we would text was about him saying how hot Evan was, which is like whatever. I didn't care. I didn't think anything of it. Whatever.
Sure. Yeah.
So fast forward to October. And me, Evan, Emma, and Brennan all get invited to a birthday party.
All right.
We get there, and lo and behold, James is there. And Evan and James have not met at this point, obviously. The only thing that's been said is how hot James thinks Evan is, which is like, fine, whatever. So I see James, I say hi to him, and I introduce them to each other. And they're just talking for a fat minute. I don't know what really they were talking about. I wasn't really in the conversation. I was talking to Lila. I was talking to my other friends. I wasn't really in the conversation. And I don't know how accurate this is. I was not listening to the conversation. But Evan did tell me after that James was just saying how Evan was the hottest guy at the bar and he was the hottest guy there. I don't know how true that is. I don't know, but that's what I was told.
I mean, I wouldn't doubt it, sure. I mean, okay. I would not doubt that he would do that.
James was saying is just how hot he was. And once again, I brush it off. Haha, funny, whatever. Like, whatever. Like, I don't care, you know? So then, 2 months after that, I get another DM from James. On December 17th, I had posted a video of us at Hawaii together. And James, once again, our only DMs is him once again being like, oh my God, he's so beautiful.
Yeah.
So literally the only DMs we have in the past year.
James is dude. Everybody goes after James because he like goes after kids, which frankly I don't see in any intentional or active capacity. You know, like 5 years ago, he had an issue where he wasn't verifying age. Definitely criticize him for that. Absolutely true. But he just keeps going for people that are just like not available. I don't understand it. Does he have like some kind of a humiliation thing? Like, what is going on? What is up with this guy? You know, he's always hitting on people who seem to be straight. And just because you're straight doesn't mean that it's, you know, getting hit on by a gay man is wrong. But, like, I don't know. You're a 25-year-old millionaire. Why do you struggle to find companionship? You know, I mean, listen, I got that dog in me too, I guess. But you're trying to, you know, I believe that he was flirting with this girl's boyfriend. And at the time, he didn't know he was a bad guy or anything. But it's like, what are you doing? I don't know. Come on, James. The fuck's the matter with you? Do something. What are you doing? He's just like a dumb idiot.
Is him saying how hot my boyfriend is. Cool.
I mean, although I will say, and maybe, and this is just giving James the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he's just saying that to be complimentary. I don't know. Like my wife's gay best friend. You know, he says stuff about how handsome I am. He thinks I'm a handsome man. You know, sometimes it feels nice to get complimented as a man. You know, so maybe that's it. But you know, again, I'm just playing devil's advocate. I don't know if maybe that is what it is. Maybe all this is getting sensationalized because it's so easy to criticize James Charles.
Whatever. Just like what the looking at this shit now. What the fuck?
I don't think it's that crazy.
It's not funny. I'm just like, what the fuck? So So yeah, like at this point,
I mean, it is a little funny. It's not that serious. It's just kind of like stupid. Like James is like a little weirdo.
the only things I've heard is how hot he thinks my boyfriend is. Cool, whatever. So now from December, it's January. And me, Brennan, Emma, and my boyfriend are in Hawaii. And this was the trip that we ended up breaking up and all of that shit happened. It's about the third night that we're there. And I don't know if I'm allowed to include this. I'm going to anyways. But we're all sitting on the balcony of our Airbnb talking. And Evan starts saying that James is DMing him on Instagram.
Okay. And it sounds like Evan sounds like he's accepting it, encouraging it. You know what I mean?
Immediately, I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you DMing James? Like, immediately, I'm just like, fuck no. Like, you're not going to do that. That's weird in my opinion. And at this point, our relationship was basically already over. And even
really?
Brennan was like, and Emma were like, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you DMing him on Instagram? So we look over at the phone. And Evan sends James a picture on Instagram. So, like, you know how you snap on Snapchat? Like, doing that on Instagram, like, sending pictures back and forth.
Sure.
And Evan is like, you should go to Hawaii with us. And James sends back this saying, like, why should I come to Hawaii? And...
Okay, so he's sending a flirtatious message. Okay. So he's sending a flirtatious message back after you said that you and Evan were basically done with by now? Okay.
Why should I come to Hawaii? And that, for the first time, is when I was like, what the fuck? And I don't know for sure, but...
Didn't you say you're basically done with by now, though? What does it really matter?
I'm pretty sure they continued to text throughout the night.
Okay.
I was not, like, caring enough to go through his phone. I was just like, why are you messaging him? And I just... Red flags. It was just so fucking weird. Because mind you, at this point, me and James don't text.
It doesn't seem that way. That makes it less weird, though, right? Like, you guys aren't really friends, and he's, like, texting a person, I don't know, that you're saying is you're pretty much already done with. It doesn't seem that weird. It seems like, it just seems, I don't know, it seems like kind of a big nothing burger.
Like, me and James aren't even texting like that. James is only texting me to say how hot he is. Okay. And now he's sending him snaps over Instagram saying, why should I come to Hawaii?
Okay.
Like, that's fucking weird. I would only do that if I'm like trying to fuck.
Yeah, probably. I don't know. Is it just the gooner in me that doesn't see this as like a huge thing?
Or if I'm trying to flirt, you know? Like, it was just weird.
It's not really weird. I don't know. I don't like the word weird. People use the word weird on the internet. It gives me like weird vibes. When I see something's weird, I'm talking about how my balls stink. When other people say it's weird, a lot of times there's like an indication or like almost like some kind of insinuation that something like predatory is happening. At least that's how I see it a lot of times when I see it on the internet. So, but that's just me.
Weird. So I don't know if they texted anymore throughout the night. I have no...
But I think she means it's the weekend she finally broke it off. It hasn't done it yet. So technically they are still together. Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Sure. That's fair. That is fair. I feel you.
No idea. I do know that all of their texts are over Instagram. Okay. So fast forward, literally 2 weeks past this, me and Evan have broken up. And literally the day after we break up, James texts me. And he basically is asking me and Evan to be a part of this painted commercial video. And it was supposed to be like me and Evan, and it was like a couple. Okay. Evan text have broken up, and 2 weeks past this, me and Evan have broken up.
I just want to know, did they make that public yet, or is that something that might be private at this point? Does this like a known thing that they've broken up from James? Like, would he know or not?
And literally the day after we break up, James texts me. And he basically is asking me and Evan to be a part of this painted commercial video. And it was supposed to be like me and Evan, and it was like a couple thing, and it was for Valentine's Day. So I respond, and I'm like, hey, I'm sorry, but we just broke up, ha ha ha. So I text James that we have broken up, and basically the first thing he says in response is, can I have him now?
Yeah, I saw the messages.
Just responds, can I have him now? And then was like, ha ha ha, just kidding. What happened? I then proceed to tell him that is, can I have him now?
Yeah.
Just responds, can I have him now? And then was like, ha ha ha, just kidding. What happened? I then proceed to tell him that, let me actually like read the text like word for word. I'm going to green screen this.
Sure.
part. Everything else I'm inserting in, but I want to read
Okay.
this like word for word. So yeah, do you want to be in a painted video with your man?
Right. That's when they're talking about the Valentine's Day thing or whatever. Okay.
I explained that we broke up. I was going to do a 30-part series.
I'm not even joking. This made me piss. Okay. I just broke up with him fucking last night. I saw you, or excuse me, I saw your story and was crashing out, LMAO. Tune in for the 30-part Who the Fuck Did I Marry? I'm assuming that she wasn't actually going to do a 30-part, but it was like she was going to talk about it.
And mind you, he is the only person that I told, because this is a day after we officially broke up, he is the only person I told about a, quote, 30-part series that I was going to film about what I had went through. He goes, what? I go, girl, he's fucking crazy. And then there we go. What happened? Can I have him now?
Yeah. Definitely an inappropriate thing to say after she just broke up, for sure.
Once again, didn't really think much of it, but
it probably was just like an offhanded. I interpret that as like a teaser, like a tester comment. Like, oh, can I have him now? LOL. Like, see if it's like a tester comment. Could be wrong, but
my senses were a little bit heightened now after the whole Hawaii Instagram DMing situation. But whatever. Then tell him, imagine the worst things a human can do. It would take hours to text, but you'll see the series soon. He then asks again about if I'm actually doing a series, which I'll explain why that has a lot to do with more going on. But he asks again about the series, then says, I'm sorry. And I go, oh, just wait. I gave this man a platform based off his lies and abuse.
Yeah. It seems like he's just trying to hook himself onto people to push his career forward.
I'll wait to heal from it and then clock it, which I did do. And then he goes, shit, I'm sorry, Kayla. And I said, you're good. Thank you. So that was the last time we texted until he flew Evan out to California. But in these, I made it pretty clear that Evan had fucked me over. I brought up abuse, the worst thing a human can do.
Yeah, and it was weird. I don't know. James made his response, and he's like, I never had sex with him, to that Casper guy, and said, show the video if you have proof, because the guy claimed he had video proof of it. And then the guy disappeared. But I mean, listen, bro, it's obvious that James was trying to flirt with this guy. I mean, I don't know why even bother lying about it at a certain point. You know, I mean, it makes him look bad, I guess, but it's not like it's the worst allegation against him. Let's be fucking real about it. So,
I mean, I obviously did not go into depth with what I had went through. At this point, like James said in his video, my friends didn't even know, my family didn't even know the full story. Nobody knew the full story. And obviously, I don't expect him to sit there and ask, you know, oh, well, what happened? I don't expect him to do that. I get feeling uncomfortable in that situation, but I made it.
Well, I would kind of expect him to ask what happened. I mean, at that point, why wouldn't he ask if you brought it up, you know?
Crystal fucking clear that I was fucked over in a pretty big way. And holy fucking shit, I do not want to have to make a part 2. But I'm at 9 minutes.
Well, you know what? Did you make it like explicitly clear? I'm just trying to say, like, I mean, she communicated that it was bad, but did she make it so explicitly clear that the average person would have heard that and been like, this is so terrible? I guess she kind of did. She said, imagine like the worst thing that a human could do. So he made the comment about, can I have him now? And then after it was like, imagine the worst thing that a human could do to you, et cetera, et cetera. I guess I have a question. I don't know Kayla and I don't know her past controversy. Is she somebody that, you know, has had, is she somebody that's had like some controversy or something? Like, is she kind of like a rude person outside of this? I don't, out of the situation, like for him to be like, oh, she's probably exaggerating, because that's not explicit. It's a genuine question. I suppose if he thought that, maybe there's an argument for him there. It's like, oh, she said it was like the worst thing, but she's always dramatic. I don't know. You know, she said the word abuse. Everybody says the word abuse. I'm just saying, this is I'm asking a legitimate question. I don't know who the fuck she is as a person, but I know that there's people that sit here and say like, oh my God, the worst thing just happened to me today. I'm not going to believe you. I don't know them. So, but either way, James is definitely fucking horny as shit.
Evan had fucked me over.
Yeah, it would take hours to text, but you'll see the series soon, LMAO, but thank you so much. She, yeah, he just wait. Oh yeah, she said like the word abuse and everything. Yeah, there was like a clarification.
That
right here, like to be honest with you, like this whole thing here, yeah, James interpreted. Yeah, James said that it was just some toxic breakup. My thing is like I don't understand how you're like a millionaire, a big gay millionaire that's been in tons of controversies because people will lie to you about their age, or they'll say that they're fucking thinking about being gay and they're bisexual, but then it turns out that they're not. And then you see a breakup between these two, and you tease a little like, hey, like, haha, can I have him? LOL. That's a little teaser. That's a little teaser. That's the same energy as like, oh, going in the shower right now when you're talking to a guy or a girl because you want them to say like, LOL, can I join you? And then they're like, yeah, he was abusive. And your first thought is to be like, oh, you know, I thought she was exaggerating, which I could understand in a normal circumstance, but you're James Charles. You've been fucked over like 75 times. Why are you taking the risk? Why even take the risk anymore? Like, what's the point? Like, a normal person might be like, oh, I know Kayla. I don't know Kayla, but let's just say in this scenario, oh, I know Kayla. She exaggerates. You know, a lot of young people exaggerate. I don't know. I'm old. You're fucking James Charles. How many controversies have you had over like miscommunications? And then like, at what point does it just become like you're stupid? Do you have like a TBI? Like, I don't understand. You know, I don't know, dude. It's fine. It's strange to me. It's just so strange. It just there's the, you know, I know that the internet narratives get really crazy around James Charles, and I think that a lot of the criticism he gets, well, some of the criticism he gets is disproportionate, but he simply does not stop. He does not learn from the controversies and then disengage from them. He has one after another, and then he's like, guys, I'm in the right this time. And it's like, okay, maybe, but how many times do you have to be fucking stupid? Like, you're 25, you've been having controversies for 5 years. Stop. Like, stop fucking around. Like, it's insane. I don't know, man. It just seems ridiculous to me. But okay, let's watch the next video that she has. This is the next one up on the list, too.
Obviously, I don't expect him to ask me, oh, well, what happened? And I don't expect him.
This is the next video from, I believe, right? Yeah. I don't know what the hell that is. Okay.
To want to know the full story. I get being uncomfortable doing that, but I
guess she films the whole thing and then like, because this is starting from like towards the end of the other one.
I 100% think that in these messages, I made it crystal fucking clear that what he put me through was not okay. It was not normal, and it was an abusive relationship.
Sure.
I just think I made that clear.
Sure. I guess, yeah.
And no, we were not best friends. No, I wouldn't even consider us close, but we were acquaintances, and he knew me more than he knew Evan.
It's just, again, like, you, from James's perspective, I could see why maybe he thinks that she's like she, not that she's dishonest, but it's like, oh, it's just like your typical toxic breakup. That's fine, but dude, again, you're James Charles. Why are you taking the risk? It makes no sense to me. Okay.
He met Evan through me. I've known James. Like, at the end of the day, he knows me more than he knows Evan. So it's like, with that information, with what I told you, it should have been, okay, I understand, and move on. There should not be a second part to this. It should have ended right there, and then none of this shit would have happened. There wouldn't be a drama. There wouldn't be a fucking, like, this wouldn't be a...
This is true. This is actually very true.
Fucking drama if it ended where it should have. And in my opinion, if you have good morals, it would have ended there.
Even if you had regular morals. You know what I mean?
I know people in my life that
This is a valid crash out. This is a valid crash out from Kayla.
I have, like, I'm acquaintances with, and they would not do that to me, and
why isn't James Charles just like, fucking, just date prostitutes, dude? Just fuck like hookers, male hookers. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care. What are you doing?
I would not do that to them. I would not do this to people that I've even collabed with once. I wouldn't do that to somebody. So, in my opinion, it should...
Well, here's my thing. I actually don't think I have a point. James, you're just a fucking idiot. What are you doing?
Should have fucking ended there. And there should have been...
It's got to be tough. Imagine being like a friend of James Charles. Like, you know, you look at him and you're like, James, you're doing it again. You know, James is the same thing as like your drug addict friend who can't stop doing drugs. Like, James, again, man, come on. What are you doing? Come on, James. We believe in you. You can beat this.
No.
But that's his problem, is he won't stop beating it. That's his whole fucking issue at this point. He will not stop beating it.
Communication between him and Evan past that point. But obviously that didn't happen. So a week after I send those text messages, me and Evan are broken up, obviously.
Sure,
but
yeah.
We were not on no communication yet. And so...
Right, I get how it is. I remember my first girlfriend especially, we broke up and we talked for a couple months and we did sex stuff in the back of my Ford Explorer.
This was, I literally, the day before I go live and say that I was in an abusive relationship, this was the day before I officially made it no contact and realized, holy shit, what, like, I wake up basically. So me and Evan have our final call. And this is when Evan says to me, if you tell people what I did to you, that means you never loved me. That's when he said all,
because he's afraid he's going to lose his shitty career. Absolutely.
All of that on the phone. It was our last ever conversation.
Bro, don't make fun of my gameplay. This is the hardest difficulty, and I'm fucking listening to the video.
But in the beginning of that phone call, while we're talking, he brings up me making a...
I think him becoming so famous, so young, is why he's immature and stupid, especially since he was called out for dumb stuff at the start. It might have warped his view. I can understand that. I can understand that James Charles is... I get that. I understand that. I think that that's true. But at like what point do you kind of grow up? And at what point do you have people around you that are like, hey, buddy buckaroo, maybe it's time to stop fucking around? You know, at what point do you start listening to whatever managers you have?
Making a 30-part series. And I immediately am like, how the fuck do you know that? And he quote said a 30-part series.
Ooh.
The only fucking person that I texted about making a 30-part series was James.
This is actually really bad. Wait, this is actually... Dude, come on. James, this is actually pretty bad to me. Okay? This one's pretty bad to me because she told you some private information and you still pursued her ex-boyfriend thinking that she was exaggerating. Okay, let's say I'm charitable to you. But then you're actively deciding to pick a side against her and with him because you want that penor. You can't be that horny. And by the way, you can be that horny. Okay? I've been horny before. But I mean, dude, you're a horny millionaire that's been exposed a million times for different controversies that are out of context and this and that and the other thing. And sure, I can appreciate that. But how do you do this? Like, it's your 25. You've gone through so many different instances. Why brush this one off? Why brush this one off? She's like, hey, he's a red flag. And instead of being like, you know what, maybe I don't believe her, but I'm going to play it safe because, you know, I'm a millionaire who's been through like 400,000 controversies. You're sitting here and you're giving him insider information about the stuff that she said to you. It's just like, it's just stupid. Why? Why do that? Why risk your own career or your own credibility? Do you just not care? Does he not care anymore? I don't get it.
James was the only person I told about making a, quote, 30-part series. Once again, I don't know how true this is. He was abusive. He was, like, literally, like, we all know by now. But Evan told me that James had sent him screenshots of our messages warning Evan that I was going to make a 30-part series. Once again, don't know how true that is, but it makes fucking sense because on the phone, Evan literally said, so are you going to make that 30-part series about me?
Damn.
And in the text messages, once again, in the messages, I quite literally quote, tune in for the 30-part Who the Fuck Did I Marry series. Cool. Like, the fuck? So allegedly, apparently, from what I was told, is that right after sending those text messages telling James that we broke up, James went and DM'd him on Instagram, sent him those text messages to warn him, and then they started to create a friendship.
Yeah, I mean, dude, see, I got horny gooner brain. And the reason I'm bringing that up is because it sounds to me like the potential here was, oh, I have some insider information about what's going on. Hey, Evan, I was talking to Kayla, and she said you were, like, really bad, and that she's going to make a 30-part series about you. And then he messages him. James messages him. And that's his in. He's looking for an excuse to talk to, and, like, this is a lot of speculation, but it's like, oh, he's looking for an excuse to talk to this fucking guy. So he's like, oh, I have some insider information. Bro, James Charles is, like, ultimate gooner brain. Ultimate gooner brain. What are you doing?
And obviously, that forms to be true when about a month after all of this, I still have not spoken out publicly. The only thing I've done is go on live and say that I was in an abusive relationship. I was not ready to talk about the details of it. Still healing, okay? But I'm scrolling on Snapchat and I see that Evan had posted a Snapchat in the exact area that James lives.
Can she prove this? Do you think that she's lying? Maybe she's lying, I guess.
Backyard that looked identical to James's backyard. And immediately I was like, there's no fucking way.
I mean, this is the thing. Like, I don't know if she showed a screenshot of that exact conversation, but I mean, all this tracks out, right? So it's not like any of this is like unbelievable. This sounds like James's personality.
Because this
To be so fucking penis driven that he would do some dumbass shit like this. That 100% sounds like James Charles. So.
It was about a month after I had been told that they were DMing.
Okay.
Why are y'all DMing for a fucking month? The fuck? So I text James and I'll just green screen them again. And mind you, the last time that we texted was me telling him that we broke up, okay? I text him on March 1st saying, "This is so random. Hope you're doing good. Are you with Evan?"
Okay.
He says, "What? Your ex Evan?" Doesn't say yes, doesn't say no. I said, "Yes." Posted a picture, looked like your backyard. He
Yes, he posted
goes, "Why would Evan be in my backyard?"
Damn, James, you stupid goon, you stupid horny gooner.
Later to find out that he was in his backyard and that...
Oh, I mean, listen. Which one? Which one do you think? You know what I mean?
James had flown him out to California and they spent the entire fucking weekend together. And honestly, if you knew you weren't doing anything wrong, why didn't you just straight up answer my fucking question and say, "Yeah, he's here. We're friends." Like, And in James's video,
because he's got that horny gooner disease, dude. He's got that horny gooner disease, dude.
He was saying that, "Oh, well, he seemed depressed and sad and like he needed a friend." I have a lot to say about that, but first thing, if you're just being there for a friend and that you think he's a good person, why do you feel the need to have to lie to me about it?
True. Oh, because he knows what he's doing is wrong. He knows that he shouldn't be messaging this dude. Not necessarily because he's abusive, but just like in general, you should probably stay away from it.
Why do you feel the need to have to lie to me about it? If you truly don't think you're doing anything wrong, why did you lie? Why did you lie about it? And then also keep it such a secret. Second off, you're being there for a quote friend that is your ex or your friends, acquaintances, ex-boyfriend that I told you was abusive. Like, what the fuck? It's just like, moral of the story is like, you obviously knew you were doing something fucking wrong if you had to lie to me about it, you know? So that entire weekend that they're together, I drive past James's house to see if I could see anything. Cause I was like, I need fucking proof. Like, I know they're together, but I need proof because I'm so pissed. Obviously don't see anything. And at this point, I'm just, I don't know what's going on. I have no proof, but I have a gut feeling that they are together, that they are hanging out. Fast forward another month. Me and James do not text. Nobody ever comes clean about anything. Nobody says anything, nothing. I release my "He Doesn't Love You" and I talk about everything that he had done to me.
Sure.
And me and James still are not talking. He still does not text me and say, "Hey, I'm sorry, doesn't try to explain himself, nothing. And in my opinion, that's because he didn't think he'd get caught.
I mean, at this point, I feel like he should just know. He probably feels like a fucking idiot.
Didn't think I'd find out, so he had no reason to tell me firsthand. And that's why this shit really pisses me off. I end up texting James.
I mean, at this point, he's too far gone. Nothing that he could have done. Him texting her be like, "Oh my God, I didn't know." It ain't gonna save him. He's already fucked himself over.
Asking to FaceTime for a segment on my podcast because Jacob had this funny idea that we were gonna FaceTime James and James is gonna be like, "Ew, Jacob," and then like hang up. It was supposed to be like this funny bit. I could include screenshots. Literally the next text, a month later, after me asking if he had flown my ex-boyfriend out, I literally just say, "Hey, totally normal conversation." He does not bring it up. Nothing. At this point, I don't have proof to back up my theory, so cool, whatever. But yeah, he doesn't say anything, acts like everything.
I mean, at that point, I wouldn't have said anything either. But I like to think I wouldn't have put myself into this situation.
Is normal. So then,
yeah, her audio and video is off tilt. Yeah,
and it is Coachella weekend.
Coachella.
A couple weeks later, and a video.
Why is her thing so off?
Video is posted exposing James to have flown my ex-boyfriend out to California. The second that this video goes public, James starts to blow up my phone, asking if I'm at Coachella, saying that we need to talk. I immediately
what a stupid asshole.
Already knew what he was talking about. "Are you at Coachella?" "Yeah, I am." "Can I talk to you?" I shut it down. I don't want to fucking talk to you.
I mean, I wouldn't either at that point, you know?
I don't want to fucking talk to you.
Damn. You know what makes this, like, additionally, like, really stupid from James Charles? He has such a struggle finding, like, any level of friendship because, like, you know, there's a lot of allegations against him. I would say many of which are disproportionate and, like, sensationalized. And so you have this, like, friend. Yeah, they're a creator friend, but you still have this friend that's willing to make content with you that doesn't seem to be fazed by the previous allegations. And then they kind of privately DM you and they're like, hey, I broke up with, you know, Evan. And, you know, you had been flirting a little bit, a little flirty with Evan here and there. But they tell you in private, you're the only person, not that you know that, but that you guys broke up. Okay. Or that they broke up. Oh, okay. And then you go and you fly the guy out to your house for whatever reason, right? Whatever. Who could think? Who knows? What are you doing? Like, why even put yourself in a situation where you're going to, why? Like, you have such a hard time developing friends. One person that was willing to be some level of friend to you, and you decide to do this. It's just so fucking stupid. There's no aspect of James that optically looks intelligent in any capacity. He looks so stupid with, like, everything that he does. It's fucking insane. Like, he actually he's an idiot. He doesn't know how to function as a human.
I don't want to fucking talk to you. He says, I felt guilty for weeks and I didn't know how to tell you and I owe the truth. I explained it to you from my mouth, not the Zach guy, and then you can feel however you want to. To me, it's quite ironic that you suddenly...
Okay. I'm out with my friends. I just want to read this. Yes, of course. Okay.
To me, it's quite ironic that you suddenly feel guilty about this the second that...
Well, it's not ironic. It's that he got caught. There's no irony there. He got himself caught, and now he feels like, oh, he wants to try to do something to make himself look better, but he doesn't look good at all here, so it doesn't really matter.
It's made public. You know what I mean? Like, you suddenly feel guilty once, like, what do you mean? What do you mean? I text him. I've known for a while, but I saw the proof today. I'm just shocked. There's a ton to explain.
Damn.
Da-da-da-da.
Ton to explain why I was trying to figure out how to tell you, but I'm annoyed with myself for allowing you to find out this way instead of just telling you. Why even do it in the first place, bro? You're too horny. You're a millionaire. You don't need to be doing this.
I'm annoyed with myself for allowing you to find out this way instead of just telling you myself. I say, okay. He then says, he manipulated me as well, and I fell for it.
Well, I mean, I think that the word manipulation is doing a lot of heavy lifting. He lied to you. He definitely lied to James. He was probably like, oh, she's the one that's lying, blah, blah, blah. And I guess, I hate being this person. I guess if we really want to give James some kind of a benefit of the doubt here, okay, incredible. If we want to give James some kind of a benefit of the doubt here, we could say, like, okay, James Charles is somebody who has had some, like, disproportionate allegations against him in the past, and maybe he saw that in Evan, because I think that's what he had said. It's like, okay, maybe. But I don't know, man. I just feel like if I was somebody with all these different controversies in my background, I wouldn't have been so quick to decide to talk to somebody who somebody claimed was abusive. It just seems like a dumb thing to do.
To when I then reply, I got so pissed off. How did you get to the point for him to manipulate you? I told you he abused me the day we broke up. Then you texted him that day that I told you that. But I'd rather talk to you about this tomorrow. You met him because he was my boyfriend. After that, James did try to reach out multiple times. He wanted to meet up and talk, and I'll give him credit for that. I can tell
he manipulated his weenie. Maybe he was good at manipulating his weenie with his mouth.
He feels guilty. He was blowing me up for days and days after that. Wrote me long paragraphs, just a lot of stuff. I personally decided not to respond. I decided not to meet up with him because, quite frankly, what the fuck do you have to say? And after...
Yeah, I mean, what's the point? At a certain point, like, does it really matter anymore? Like... It's one of those things where it's like, okay, you could give him an opportunity to explain himself, and then what do you get out of it? You get, like, somebody sits here and like feeds you a story. Sometimes it's just not even worth caring enough to, like, even accept the somebody the opportunity to feed you a story. You know?
Waiting for him to come out with his response video, I'm honestly happy I didn't meet up with him to hear what he had to say, because it clears up nothing for me. What happened, happened. You knew he was my abusive ex-boyfriend. I'm gonna have to make a part fucking 3. Jesus fucking Christ. Once again, not on the payment program. I'm not doing this for money. I literally am not making a dime from this. Once again, just clocking the fucking tea. I did not expect this to be 30 fucking minutes.
Damn, she's not even in the creator program? Shit. All right, let's part 3.
I just think it's a load of bullshit. And watching the apology video quite literally pissed me off even more. because I can genuinely appreciate to where you now feel guilty. And I don't think that you still support him. I don't think that at all. I know once I posted the proof, you probably dropped him. I'm not doubting that. It's the fact that
well, it's probably the fact that like he didn't trust her, what she said in the first place.
Word was not believed. My text messages of me saying that it was abusive, that he did the worst things a human could possibly do, those were taken lightheartedly. And then you went and DM'd him and formed a friendship with my ex-boyfriend, believed everything he was saying about being depressed and
gave insider information just so that you can get some wiener.
Suicide. And you wanted to sit there and be there for him, and you believed everything that came out of his mouth, but not mine?
Yeah, I mean, probably believed everything that went in his mouth too, possibly.
That's fucking crazy to me. How are you going to sit there and take everything to heart that my ex-boyfriend is saying that you met through me, but not what I'm saying? That makes zero fucking sense. You know what I'm saying? Or do I sound delusional?
No, I mean, it's one of those things where like he's not somebody that you can really trust, so why give him the opportunity to explain himself or any of that? Like, you can understand like why he did what he did. He seems to have done it because he was horny. We get that, but that doesn't mean that like, you know, you're off the hook there. I mean, it's like, okay, you did it because you were horny. Great. Like, like, cool. Now we can acknowledge that. That's nice.
Am I just like salty? Ew, that was so cringy to say. Or, like, genuinely, do I just sound bitter in this situation? Do I sound bitter, or like, do I have a fucking point?
No, it's like when you fucking it's like when somebody borrows money from you and then they don't give it back and you're just like, okay, fuck you.
I do not think that if I did not find out through TikTok and if this shit was not made public, I do not think I would have ever found out. I don't think I ever would have received a "I've felt guilty for weeks" text. I don't think.
Yeah, dude just seems like a bad friend that cares more about getting laid than everything else. Yeah, pretty much. That seems like what it is. That's what it boils down to. Too much of a gooner.
I don't think I would have gotten that at all. I do not think
James might need some kind of a castration chemical or something. Something. He's got to control his shit.
I would have gotten an apology, or
he had to harvest James Charles's sex drive so that you can give it to old horny men.
He would have owned up to it and texted me about it if it had not been made public. And I think there's proof to that because he kept it a secret literally up until he went public with it. And then also it does leave a bad taste in my mouth that, listen, I get it. If your name's being slandered and you want to clock that shit, fucking clock it. I get it. But to do it an hour after I win the court case is fucking crazy.
Well, this doesn't mean anything to me. I feel like, I don't know. I don't care about this specific thing is like the least big issue that we have here when it comes to James Charles. Like it does, the timing of when he decided to defend himself means absolutely nothing to me. But I will say, out of everything, and I think that this is something to give her credit for, is that she's not sensationalizing the narrative. The insinuation there is that he has like a valid reason to want to defend himself. You know, and that a lot of it is just kind of like overblown. So I can appreciate the fact that she's not like trying to like sensationalize or jump on the narrative too much. I mean, that's something that I can appreciate, and I can respect that.
In my opinion, 1 hour after I announced that I win the court case, here's a 10-minute video, and all my comments are now flooded with, "Did you see James's new video? You couldn't even wait till the fucking 8th?" Like, that's crazy to me. And I get it. You wanted to clear the air. I get that. But to not even wait 3 hours?
He was probably waiting to fucking send that, you know?
Not even an hour and a half?
This is one of those things where it's like the what is it? The fucking it's like the last straw. This one here doesn't really matter, but I can see why she's just like generally pissed off at him for being a fucking weirdo and being like annoying as shit, so I can appreciate that.
What the fuck? I mean, at that point, damn. Sorry. I'm just like, I'm crashed out. Like, it has been so hard to sit here and not say fucking shit when all of this is going on, and then seeing the apology video. I don't know. I just have a lot of thoughts, and I don't think this is like a pick sides thing. I don't think there's sides in this. It's just a story. I think that he fucked up. James fucked up, and he fucked me over. And it was a shitty thing to do. I do find it interesting, though, that James posted conversation receipts with everybody. Me, a clip from my sister's live stream, like everybody's receipts except for his Instagram DMs with my ex-boyfriend.
Yeah, I mean, that would be rather incriminating for him. Although I imagine, I feel like he would have done that weird Snapchat thing on his Instagram, you know, where you don't like see it, disappearing messages.
If they're not already deleted. And I don't know. I think the timing of everything was weird. I think the receipts were odd. That's basically my side of the story. They had been DMing in Hawaii in January while we were still together. James would only DM me to say how hot he was. Apparently, from what I was told, which I don't know how trustworthy my abusive ex was, but told me that James had DM'd him the day that we broke up. So I don't know.
I wouldn't doubt it. But
I don't know. And also,
then again, like that guy's kind of a liar, so you never. He's kind of an untrustworthy liar person. It's kind of tough to take his word for it to be real.
I do think it is fishy to create such a friendship with somebody off of being attracted to them.
Well, it's not fishy at all. That's normal. But to be friends with somebody because you want to fuck them, that's kind of like the general first start.
Because I don't know what the fuck they would have in common besides the fact that James thought he was hot. And then to fly him out, I don't know. I don't know if I could think a guy was really hot, fly him out, and just like want a friendship. I don't fucking know. There's just so much going through my head. But yeah, no, moral of the story, I appreciate acknowledging how you feel guilty. I appreciate acknowledging what you did. I just don't think that would have happened at all if you hadn't been caught for it. But yeah, that's my side, and I don't fucking know what else to say. Holy fucking shit, this has been like the hardest thing to keep my mouth shut on. But yeah, this was a lot longer than I thought it would need to be. I thought it was only going to be a 10-minute video, but holy fucking shit. A bitch is pissed.
Wow. And I'm still on the same fight. How pathetic.
A bitch has been pissed. And I've just wanted to sit here and relish in the court shit, but for some fucking how,
all this could have been avoided if James just wasn't a horny boy. That's literally all. That's all that had to happen.
How? James made this like a drama, or James didn't. I don't know who the fuck did it. But
James didn't make this a drama, but he gave ammunition to the drama. That's what he ended up doing. That was that. You know, he gave plenty of ammunition to this drama to exist, because he was acting irresponsibly and stupid. That's his issue there. You know what I mean? So.
But this whole thing became like a fucking drama. Like, what the fuck? So yeah. I'm still trying to process winning court, let alone all of this bullshit. But yeah. I don't fucking know, y'all. This shit is just as confusing to me as it is to y'all. I don't know what the fuck happened while they were in LA. I'll never fucking know the truth, but I know.
Probably some hand stuff, you know? I feel like it was just some hand stuff. Because I don't know if Evan actually is a gay guy. So it probably was just some hand stuff. And that's probably it, man. It's probably just some hand stuff.
I don't know. I'm just going to stop talking. I feel like I'm just going to... I could honestly talk about this for hours. I could literally go on about this for hours. But yeah. Love y'all. Happy Wednesday.
All right.
I feel like old me wouldn't have even fucking like said shit. But I'm so past the point of like letting shit fucking slide. I was fucked over, so I don't know. I don't feel bad telling my side when everybody else got to tell theirs, and I'm not trying to make this a fucking drama, but
yeah, I believe that too. She didn't sensationalize anything she said.
Became one when you flew my ex-boyfriend out.
Kind of true. Kind of true.
Oh, I talk too much. I fucking talk too much. This is 30 fucking minutes. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, man. I mean, listen, James, put your dick away. That's all I really have to say. All right. James Charles did a quick little response on his stories. Thank God. So I just want to review it real quick. This is on his TikTok story. I'm assuming he put it other places too. 7 minutes. What? I recorded it then. August. I don't know how you know these things. It's crazy. Anyway, I watched Kayla's video last night, and I'm grateful that she did not feed into the lies that she was told by Zach. That is true. She stayed pretty impartial, while also expressing how I upset her. I said in my original video, and I'll say it again, Kayla, I'm sorry that I was ever involved with this compulsive liar, and I'm more sorry that my involvement hurt you. Listen, maybe I'm reading too much into it. When you say that you're sorry you ever got involved with this compulsive liar, it insinuates that there was any justifier to talk to him in the first place. This isn't your first controversy. She told you that he was like abusive, and you don't have to believe that. But you've been in like 100 different controversies. You're really going to bypass this one? You're going to take the risk? It's just stupid. Anyway. She said in her video that she wasn't sure which stories from Evan were true, and there seems to be some confusion about my involvement before their breakup. I want to be clear, I absolutely did not pursue Evan or have a secret plot to take him from Kayla. I doubt that he did. But I absolutely do believe that he was hitting on him, making passes at him when he saw him in public. Like at the party, whatever party that she was referring to. You know. As you will see, Evan reached out to me multiple times. I politely responded and then ended the conversation. I offered to privately share all of these messages directly with Kayla so she could see what actually happened, but now I will share them publicly to hopefully make it all clear. Yeah, I mean, listen, I understand why she doesn't want to talk to James. I wouldn't either. She's completely valid for that. Very valid, Queen. This is Evan Johnson. It was a good meeting you, brother. Okay, this is October 22nd. Great. He sent some hearts. Hope you got home safe, man. I'm in bed safely and about to knock. LOL. Good night with a heart. Maybe I don't either. That's the flirtation or he's gay. You know, sometimes it's just gay people. My wife's gay friend sends hearts too. Maybe he wants to fuck me. Probably. Who wouldn't? Oh, okay. Anyway, that's good to hear. That's crazy. You went the whole night sober. Knock out the big shit in the morning. What? The big shit, Evan? Okay, whatever. Is there any good events coming up? Hey, any good events coming up, brother? No idea, haha. I told you I don't go out ever. Damn, respect. I just don't enjoy it, haha. I'm sure Kayla's invited to a ton of stuff with question mark exclamation point. Yeah, haha. I was just trying to find some more cool events. Hope you're good, brother. Okay, so he seems to be the one that's initiating the contact quite a bit. A video call, a missed call. Yo, my bad. LOL. You're all good. No worries. You should come to Hawaii with us sometime, brother. The selfie Kayla showed of me on Evan's phone. The selfie he sent first with the girls in the background. Oh, interesting. Brother is crazy. My bad. Why, you don't like a little incest, James? Incest fantasy, of course. That's my saying from Tennessee. Haha. Say brother, everybody. It is fitting. You know, what's up, brother? What's up your ass, brother? You know what I mean? If you know, you know. Hawaii just fun as fuck. Also, Kayla and Emma was just a talk about you. Great talking. We escaped the fires. Oh, I missed them. Yeah, good for you guys. Ugh, gotta reunite. Seems like he's trying to make moves. I'm happy that Kayla got justice for what Evan put her through. And like she said, she deserves to celebrate. I genuinely wish her the best and pray she continues to win with her abuser staying behind bars. Cool. I mean, I don't know how much of this, all this really, it still doesn't explain him, meeting up with Evan at his house, but at the end of the day, I don't care. James just needs to put his weenie away. That's what it seems like to me. Be a little smarter about the way that you move forward. I really don't get it. It's crazy that his career is still going with all the controversies he's had, but okay.